On this episode of Content Sessions, we talk to Emile about Olive Bay. Thanks so much for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
Appreciate all the trek from Montreal.
Thank you.
Well, you may have been here already, but...
I kind of was.
Yeah. Either way, makes me feel special.
Thank you.
And you're in town for a trade show?
That's right. I was here for the CHFA trade show. That's the Canada Health Food Association. So there's a lot of organic food, a lot of healthy foods, and also cosmetics that are sold at the show.
Very cool. Is this your first CHFA that you've done?
No. So we do 3 different shows a year. So there's one in Quebec that happens, one in Toronto, which is where we launched the brand last year, and then one in Vancouver, which happens in February usually.
Very cool. So introduce me to the brand. Tell me a little bit about it.
Sure. So Olive Bay started off with a soap bar. So I just wanted to show you the soap bar from the inside.
Absolutely.
It's all organic. It's actually organic since before organic became a thing.
Cool.
This is a recipe that's 2,000 years old. I just ripped the package, but but so this soap is 2,000 years old. It's made with 4 ingredients only. So olive oil, laurel berry fruit oil, sodium hydroxide, and aqua. It's what inspired us to create a full line. I've been using the soap since I was a kid. It was in my grandma's house, my mom's house. I am originally from Syria. I was raised in Syria. And, there was an opportunity for us to bring the soap to Canada to, let Canadians experience the soap. And so we kind of were inspired to create a whole line of organic olive oil based soaps because, olive oil is really good in food, but it's also a nourishing agent for the skin. So we believe in, the vitamins, the nourishing properties, the moisturizing properties of olive oil. And as a result, I've been using my brand for a year now, and I almost don't ever use moisturizer anymore because olive oil just feeds my skin real well.
Got it. And so the formula, so it's like, is this, when you say it's a product, is it a formulation that's been around, or is there like a main company over there that makes it?
So this recipe is 2,000 years old.
Got it.
It's been made in the ancient city of Aleppo. It's also been made in all Middle Eastern cities, really, because the dry weather over there is what helps produce this kind of soap. It's cured for 9 months, so it's the dry weather that really helps make it the way it is today. We would not be able to produce the same quality of soap in Canada, which is why we don't make it locally. Got it.
And so everything is produced there and then shipped?
So we're in kind of a funky stage. So our products are actually sold in many different countries. So we started off in the Middle East with just this one product.
Under this brand, Olive Bay?
Under a different brand. No, it was under a different brand. And then, when the war happened in Syria, the business kind of died. And my partner, Marina, who actually started the business in 2008, and in which I was not involved, was in Montreal visiting about a year and a half ago. And she was telling me, it's so sad that the soaps kind of just died. And she was looking to revive the business. And so it got us talking, and one thing led to another, and we ended up creating a whole line of soaps.
Awesome. Very cool. And so it's kind of still a scenario where it's produced there.
Yes. So the soap bars are produced in Syria. We sometimes, depending on the situation, and there's a war going on in Syria, so sometimes it's not evident to get product out or to have a running facility.
Got it.
So we've partnered up with Syrian manufacturers who have moved to Lebanon, just on the borders of Syria, and to Turkey, just on the borders of Syria as well. So we've partnered up with them as kind of a backup for our staple product, the Aleppo soap. The flakes are a byproduct of the soap itself. So when we cut the soap, these kind of, and I just want to bring them here so you can actually see them. These flakes come out when the soap is being cut. So we repurpose them so that it's zero waste. We repurpose them for a bathing product because, again, olive oil, super nourishing. So it is really good for you to just put them in a bath and soak in it.
Got it. And those, so basically it's just like the dried cut ends.
Yeah, that's correct. Exactly.
Okay, cool.
So these two are made in Syria. The liquids are made in France at the moment. We are looking to shift production for Canada to Canada once the business grows in Canada. But at the moment, we're selling a lot more in Europe than we are in Canada. So we're importing from France.
Got it. And does the European business, it goes under the same name?
No,
Or
it's a different label.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. And is there, was it just like that was just a strategical thing or a legal thing, or how did that come about?
It's a strategic thing. We've partnered up with stores that produce it under their own label.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And how does that work? Like, is it like a licensing kind of thing from you?
Yeah. So a supermarket will come in and say, hey, I'm a supermarket called ABC, right?
Mhm.
And I want to have my own soap. And so we make it for them under
Private
the name
label.
ABC. Exactly.
Understood.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's the majority of the business now is the private label?
Correct. So in the last year and a half since we've been doing this, we've realized the value of marketing, the value in creating a brand. And so we've come up with Olive and Bay, and moving forward, this is the direction that we want our business to go in.
Makes a lot of sense. Cool. So before we get too deep into it, let's take a step back. Like, where did you come from the school side, marketing school? Like, where did you kind of, how did you come into it? Yeah.
Okay. So I went to business school in Lebanon. It's called the AUB. My school, and I studied marketing. I studied business marketing was my concentration. So that's kind of where my marketing background comes from. But it's funny, they don't teach you a lot of things at school, right?
Right.
A lot of it was learned on the ground and from attending trade shows, meeting partners, potential distribution partners. We've partnered up with 2 distribution companies and a broker because it takes multiple partners to build a national brand.
Yeah.
And so the amount of knowledge that I've accumulated from them is equivalent to what I did in 4 years in business school.
It's
yeah,
condensed.
absolutely.
Yeah, with money on the line.
Yes.
Got it. And did you were you straight out of school and then you kind of stumbled into this thing, or were you doing something?
No.
Before?
So I actually, I've always had a leniency towards entrepreneurship. I had my own business in Lebanon when I was living there. I was there for 9 years after I did college there, and then I lived there. I had a company that catered to the event industry, so we rented out equipment for events. The company, when I moved to Canada, I kind of moved in a bit of a rush, so I had to get a job here real quick. So I have 7 years experience in IT sales, tech sales.
Got it. Here
in Canada. Yeah.
Understood. Cool. And when you kind of came into this, were you doing that full time and then gradually doing this, or was the opportunity you can go all in?
Oh, I was working full time. No,
yeah.
I did. So I just went full time on this at the moment. But because I've been in tech for so long, my experience in that industry has kind of been regarded as valuable, I guess. And so I still have opportunities to work in tech, but at the moment I am full time on Olive and Bay.
Got it. So you've gone kind of the freelance model if you need to pick up some money here and there, and then
well, we'll see how it goes.
Right.
But
you're trying to stay away from it.
I'm trying to stay away from it.
Sure.
I'm trying to, I really believe that, we have a winning product. The ingredients that we use are super clean. There's so much chemicals in everyday products that you pick up at your supermarket. And the average consumer doesn't take the time to examine the ingredients of the products that are in there.
Guilty.
There you go. So there's a lot of chemicals, foaming agents that, yes, they're not good for the health, but more so, they don't need to be in there. There's absolutely no need. Nature can provide all the ingredients for the things that we need on a daily basis. Yeah. And that's kind of one of our core values, is go back to nature for everything, right? And so we use olive oil, premium olive oil, and essential oils to make our products. Nothing else.
Got it. Okay. I like it. And so now, it started 2 years ago, 3 years ago?
It started, so scoping out the project started 2 years ago in September. And then launching the brand started a year ago. And this is actually this week, it's our 1 year birthday.
Congrats.
And I'm celebrating with you.
There you go.
Where's my cake, Mike?
I'll work on that. I might have some candy in the cupboard. I'm pretty sure. And so that seems like a really quick progression from like concept to kind of bringing it on part-time, playing around with it, to now it being something that you can pursue full-time.
Yes.
Seems like the speed has been good.
So for me, it feels like it's going at slow motion, and
Right.
I'm never happy with how slow things are going.
As an owner should.
Yeah, I guess so. But so other people are telling me the same thing that you are. So I guess that's a good thing, but I would like it to go faster.
Yeah. Makes sense. And so now in Canada, tell me about your presence here.
Yeah. So on the topic of speed and of things going faster, we've just secured a national distribution agreement with a company called Purity Life.
Okay.
They will be distributing our product across the country. We also have secured an agreement with ONFC, which is another distribution company that's national, that has supported us very much so in getting our products to our first customers, which in Ontario were Whole Foods. So they've been instrumental to the success of Olive and Bay so far.
Mm-hmm.
And the scale that these two companies are going to be able to give us in terms of reach, in terms of points of sale, and in terms of outlets in which our products are present is just massive.
Yeah.
And we're about to execute on that. So I'm very excited about the acceleration that we're starting to enter into.
That's great. And I mean, Whole Foods is such a great marquee box. Like that is like the be all and end all from the grocery and that style, right? Like a lot of I'm guessing that you'll get a bunch of yeses just because you're in.
Sure. Yes. Whole Food definitely is an influencer in terms of word of mouth, but that's because they're so selective in terms of what they let into their stores in the first place, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
So when we applied to get into Whole Foods, when we were kind of looking at it, the brand actually, we've modified it as we've gone along the way. So we weren't fully organic at the time where we started looking at Whole Foods as a strategic partner.
Okay.
We adopted our offering to cater to not only Whole Foods, but all the natural and organic health food stores, because that was the direction we wanted to go in.
Mm-hmm.
And so it wasn't me going to Whole Foods and saying, hey, please, buy my stuff.
Right.
I'm a good guy. It was, here's my ingredient list.
Mm-hmm.
Will it work for you and your customers? And
Yep.
that's essentially what got us in.
Got it. And I'm always curious about kind of the first customer. Did you guys make that step yourself, or was it through the distribution partner?
So we identified Whole Foods. They were not our first customer, right? Because we have hundreds of customers in Europe under a different labels, right? But for Canada, we targeted them specifically for Ontario because we felt that the consumer that shops at Whole Foods is very much in line with the ingredients of the products that are in there. So the process was that they just have like a review every year for health and beauty, and we just applied to get in, and we sent some samples, and they seem to like us.
There you go. I mean, the look of the package to me looks like it's on a shelf in Whole Foods already.
Oh, thank you.
So yeah, it just, like, you know what I mean? It does have that look about it. It looks like it's really well thought out from that perspective.
Thank you.
And so now Whole Foods is the only or the main retailer here?
Whole Foods is at the moment the only retailer in Ontario.
Got it.
We're in all 6 locations.
Got it. And so now it's kind of like, cool, we've established a bit of a tone. We've got on the shelves there.
Absolutely.
Let's get moving.
Yes. And what's instrumental again in building a brand that is national is having a distribution partner. Because without distribution, you can't get it into the hands of consumers across the country.
Sure.
You can't. We're 2 people. Olive and Bay is made of 2 people, so I can't physically go in and sell the product to all the stores that exist.
Of course.
In Ontario and Quebec, I am selling in Quebec on my own. We're into a bunch of independent stores. We're also in a chain called Marché Branche d'Olivier in Quebec. So I am doing what I can, but I know that in order to get where I want to be, we need great partnerships.
Yeah, that makes sense. And so talk to me about kind of what that plan of attack looks like. I mean, obviously they're going to go knock on a bunch of doors, and they've got a bunch of existing people that they can kind of walk you guys into.
Absolutely. So they have partnerships with stores. The sales reps will go into the stores and sell the brand to the stores. We will be giving support. We also have a broker that we work with called Abundant by Design. So we work with them. They will be also helping support the brand and giving us brand lift in those stores.
Yeah, makes sense. One thing that pops into mind immediately, because I've actually helped a couple brands do this, is like you guys obviously have a hit list, right? Like here's the ones that we want to be in.
Correct.
One thing that I've had work for another brand is running social media ads, but targeting the employees of the company that you want to get into.
So that's really interesting.
Yeah.
And that's something we definitely want to discuss with you. From a social media perspective, at the moment, obviously we realize the value of social media and of being present online. It hasn't been our primary focus. And the reason we haven't done that so far is that we feel that, the 4 Ps of marketing, product, price, place, promotion. So our product offering is not diversified enough for us to be selling online.
I might disagree with that, but
maybe.
Fair.
Maybe,
okay.
But I'd love to hear about how you disagree with me.
I think there's a lot of, I think some of the most interesting products that have come out, I can't remember what the hell the name of that company is, but they build entire sites on single SKU.
Yes.
And they kickstart. Do you know who I'm talking about? They made the world's thinnest phone case, the one that sits on the wall. And then there's 2 others that they did. I heard a podcast about them not that long ago.
Is it the landing page company that you're talking about? Or are you talking about a company that just does single SKUs?
Does single SKUs and then launches them from as like just a 1 SKU thing. And they build some excitement around it. And then they get to and they don't change it. So they get to like a couple $1 million in revenue on that just single
1
SKU.
Yeah.
Just from like hey, this is the thing that we do. Now, I'm guessing with yours, your opinion on that is based on like, we would like for there to be a system of products or like you would buy this with that. Is that what you're
right?
Thinking
like a gift box of, say, for example, a shampoo, a hair conditioner. Obviously, our soaps, I forgot to mention to you, but our soaps are multifunctional. So we wouldn't be making a shower gel. They're hand and body soaps.
Okay.
But so a shampoo, a conditioner, a cream, and a soap. Then your average basket size goes up, and it's worth going through that cost of acquisition for each client. But with 1 SKU or a variety of the same SKU, it's been a bit of a challenge for us to get the online sales.
Got it. And that might just be the fact that it's fresh, it's new, right?
Maybe, yes. But that's why I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm here I'm here to talk to the expert on how I can get online sales.
Fair enough, yeah.
But to go back to your point about targeting buyers in the stores, how?
Got it. So depending on the platform, there's a different answer. So Facebook and Instagram ads would work the same, because Facebook and Instagram, that's the same ad platform. Facebook owns the whole thing. So if you're going to put it out on Facebook or an Instagram, it's the same ad platform.
Okay.
Have you ever done kind of a Facebook ad? Have you tinkered with it, played with it?
Yes, I've played around with it, but I'm not an expert.
Sure. So from the strategical standpoint, this is what I would do. If you have, and just one further point of clarification, did you go into like the Facebook page and then the ad, like a boosting in the ad center?
Yes, my partner, to be completely transparent, my partner is the one that's tinkering with it. So prior to having this business, I did not have an Instagram account. I'm not very visible on Facebook. I got Facebook when I was in university, but I'm not a huge fan of social media.
Got it. That's fair.
But I definitely recognize the need for business to have heavy presence.
Got it. So the way that you could do it on Facebook and Instagram, for example, is where the head office of the company is, right? So I want people in that building to be talking about, hey, have you seen this product? Right?
Yes.
So when you, you can take the recording after and give it back to your partner to be able to tinker with this. But the idea is, if you create a business account in Facebook, so instead of just boosting, there's actually a business account. You can create an ad account within Facebook Business.
Okay.
When you do that, the targeting capabilities are much more vast
Okay.
When you do it in the normal side, it's like pick a couple of interests and pick a geo, and then
All right.
male or female and age, and that kind of stops there. In the ad manager side, it's quite a bit more vast in terms of your capabilities.
Okay.
But the strategy is the same nonetheless. So what you would do is create a video that would, you don't want it to be just boasting. From a content perspective, what you want it to be is cool, kind of promotional, maybe even if you have a testimonial from another retailer of why this is such a great investment.
Yeah.
Like that style of like almost a testimonial piece of content, or just like a good promo video talking about why it's great, and run that. So what you can do is you can set a map pin.
Yes.
So you grab a pin and you put it on their location.
Okay.
Now, when you drop a pin on their location in the targeting, it's now saying, well, it's a 1 mile circle around the building.
But it's targeting everyone in that 1 mile
Which
circle.
is a big radius. That's too many people.
Okay.
And if they're in a populated area, then it's going to be like a
Yeah.
shitload of people.
Yeah.
But what you can do is you can grab another map pin, and you can, instead of including the area, you exclude the area.
Okay.
And so what you essentially do is you create a Venn diagram.
Oh, you're taking me back to math class.
There you go. So what you have is you have a map pin that says, here's my 1 mile radius, and my client is in the center.
Right.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a pin here, so
Yeah.
it blocks this, and I'm going to exclude this area, and this one, and this one, and this one. So you can narrow the actual area you're going to
Down
target
to less than
by
1 mile.
excluding all of the, right? So you can get it to within.
Okay.
Very tight.
Okay.
So then people are bound to be able, like, no matter, even if there's other people in that area, you're still going to hit the people that are in that spot at that time on their phone at lunch, wasting time on Instagram because they're bored at work. Like, it's still gonna get you there. And so I would run some kind of a promotional thing, especially if you can say, like, if it could be like a video where it's like a testimonial of like Whole Foods saying like this product is great. You might not have that now,
Okay.
but the best thing would be like, hey, it was a great decision for us, and these guys have been great to work with. If you have something like that, even from a smaller place, and then they get a call saying, hey, we're from Olive and Bay and we're looking to have our products in your store, like, I think I know that name. Where do I know that from?
Right.
Because you've like incepted the idea into their head.
So just to play devil's advocate for you, I do trade shows, right? I work with distribution companies. I have the access to those buyers like through my partners and through the marketing efforts that I do in face-to-face. And the shows have been really good for us. We've gotten in front of so many buyers, all the big supermarket chains. We're able to get in front of them and have our, 1 minute, 2 minute pitch. Yep. Where my interest lies in developing the online section of our website and in our social media presence and is ultimately sales to end consumers. Mm-hmm. Because the margin that we make selling online direct to consumer is much bigger than the margin that we would make selling through the distribution channel. Yep. So what I would like to build eventually is online sales for the brand.
You know what would expedite people's decision making into doing that is seeing it once or twice in shoppers at Rexall, and they're like, oh, and then they get an ad from it, and then it's like, oh, I've seen there's legitimacy. I might not buy it off the shelf, but having it in big prevalent places is a social proof that it's a valid product, because there's so much e-commerce in the world right now.
Yes. Drop
shipping, people just slapping a label on some other thing. There's a lot of crap, and with skincare, with soaps, with that, there's a lot of just like, I'm just buying it from the big box place without a label, and I'm just putting a sticker on it, and it forces competition. I don't know. And as an end consumer, I don't know who's best. I don't know who to trust. You could have great testimonials, but everyone should have testimonials.
Of course.
So it's like, I do think that having it visible outside of just their online sphere will help provoke people's trust in it.
Okay.
And I do think even if you've got meetings with the people, there's a lot of other brands, because they're at a trade show, that will get a meeting. So it might just be the thing that makes you stick out, especially because you could spend like $30 to $50 and just dominate that area with the video and know that it's going to be 2 weeks before your meeting.
Right.
It doesn't even have to be ongoing. You can say like 2 weeks before we're going to repitch them or call them or go in. That's what we do. We spend $100 or $50 and just get that video in front of everybody. And then when they go in, there's that like, oh, remember we saw you at the trade show? No. But I think I remember you from somewhere. And it was because it was on Instagram while you were taking a crap.
Yeah.
So I do like that play for just building a feeling of they know you and they trust you.
Yeah,
even
brand
though they have
equity.
no idea.
Brand equity, exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
So I would play with that. And then LinkedIn, you can just target employees of a specific company.
Right.
If they have a profile on LinkedIn, and you can target by job title.
Uh-huh.
You can target by every different thing. So LinkedIn is a little bit tighter. Facebook has the ability to target by job title, but I think it's not as accurate.
To input your it's because Facebook pulls the data from what people input, and people just don't update it on Facebook.
And you will see people where like we've had people like respond or comment or like certain ads, and I'm like, interesting. So I always click through and see everyone that liked it to see like how relevant was this.
Yeah.
And you'll see somebody that's like product manager at Apple, and I work at Amazon and Shopify and Spotify, and like they just have like 20 or 30 job titles, and there's no like control over it. People can put whatever the hell they want. You don't see it that often, but we have seen people who are like, I don't think that's a doctor. And then you go on, it's like professor of medicine or whatever. I was like, I'm pretty sure that's not right. Whereas LinkedIn is a little bit more honest because it's like, it's not.
Well, people are using it to search for jobs, so they have to be honest.
Yeah. So that might be like, again, even if you're just using it like right before you're going into a presentation, just to like freshen their mind up on who you are, I think it could help you really set it apart. From the online stuff, so right now, what do you have? It's a Shopify store, right?
Yes.
Cool. And have you started kind of driving in traffic to it yet? Or
so
played with it
when we launched the store, we were driving traffic through our social media because we were like, oh, hey, we launched our website, go visit. And so we got some sales. We did get a couple of sales. We still do, but it kind of like, it went from like sales to nothing.
Yeah.
And I think it was like kind of maybe beginner's luck sales, but we started bundling, this product, we started bundling it in kits of 3, in kits of 5, for consumers that are, that are regular users of it and that just want to buy it in one shot. Mm-hmm. And then these we're thinking about bundling like the liquids into several kits just to, again, raise the basket size on Shopify. But from a driving traffic perspective, no, we haven't, because I keep thinking, oh yeah, we can spend money on ads, but there's no, like in the core offering, what I was saying a little bit earlier, there isn't enough. And so I'm just a little bit worried about, burning some cash through ads and not going anywhere.
Yeah. And I mean, it's easy to do. It's easy to drive a bunch of traffic.
Yeah,
we see it all the time.
Have you seen my site?
I did.
Okay.
I did. I know it was Shopify because I recognized the template.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
I think there's like I can't remember what it's called. I've used it like 4 times. I'm like, oh, I know that like contour of the buttons. Yeah. I was like, I knew right away that it was.
Yeah. So I'd be curious, like, what you're like, because it takes a site that converts, right? I've done everything by the book. I've read the blogs. We've done the pictures to specifications. We've written up product descriptions. We've done, all the back-end keywords that go into the pages. We've done a blog on the site to kind of optimize the SEO. But I'd be curious about your feedback on the website itself and on if it's a site that converts, yes or no.
Yeah, I mean, it can. For me, it's different. Like I couldn't fathom, I wouldn't buy a product like that online because it's just not me.
Okay.
What I think you need to add to the site. So I would say you've got a site that's by the book and it's got the right images, it's got the right titles, the way things are written. I like the content in general. I think it needs more content in 2 ways. I think what you need is better social proof.
Okay.
And the way I would think about that is not just getting written testimonials and posting them, because everybody's reaction is just like, oh, they just wrote them themselves.
Yeah.
Or, oh, their buddy just wrote it up.
Yeah.
Or, oh, whatever it is. So if you have some people that are passionate about the product, even if it's super raw, have them record like video themselves on their phone, because you can't fake that. It could still be the founder, but I've seen sites where they have a page dedicated to just, here's all the
Client
feedback. I think that's super overkill, the entire page. But if you had like a library of even just like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of someone saying, yeah, you know, I've been using it for this long and it's really great and I found it here, or I got it online, or whatever the case may be, whatever their unique story to it is, having those videos will put people over the hump way easier. Some people will still be skeptical, but it's e-commerce. There's always going to be skeptical people. But yeah, I think having video testimonials would be really, really effective. Have you guys thought about doing influencer stuff?
Yes. So that's very much in research mode for us right now. Yep. But again, the delay has been, is our offering big enough? Do we have much of a variety for customers to look at? Is the average basket size high enough? Because, you know, a bottle is $15.99. Right. $14.99, sorry. So if it costs us $10 to acquire that customer, we're losing money to get that sale out, which is not something that we want to do. Right.
But I will say, so there's a lot of companies specifically in like skincare and stuff that have a sample kit where they take, you pay the shipping or whatever, and it would recover some of the cost, but there's no way they're recovering it all, because I think there's people, now here's the problem. A lot of those are bigger companies who are the parent of these
little ones,
these craft ones, but they're actually owned by big companies. Yeah. So they can afford to take a huge loss for a while and just get emails and get people on the system, get people on board, and then deal with that after. So when you're not in a position where you can lose on your first 1,000 sales, it's like, it makes it.
Does it take really 1,000 sales, like on average, like 1,000 sales where you're losing before you could?
It depends on what. It depends on the product. So if you have a product that, say it's this, right, and it's like a 3-pack, and you sell it, and you've got whatever margin, like it depends on if you can get people to buy it again. So I will encourage you very strongly, especially with consumables, something that people can buy again, is focus 50% or 40% of your effort on getting new, but spend 50% of your effort getting them to recur. Now, turning on do you want to get 15% off as a recurring cart? Maybe. But if I'm just buying it for the first time, I would probably say no. Or I would do it and then I would cancel it to make sure I got the opening discount, and then I would decide if I wanted it after. One thing that I would really strongly recommend, I just discovered this product the other day. It's a what the hell is it called? It's called Bonjouro.
Okay.
Bonjouro. Bonjoro. I don't fucking know. I'll send you the link. What it does is it allows you to help elevate the customer experience. What it does is Mike Moll goes onto the site and he buys a soap, and the order comes in to you on your Shopify, and it's bing, you got an order. Mike Moll is going to get an email that should be really customized. Hey, we really, really appreciate you taking giving this a shot. You know, we've worked really hard and we feel strongly about the product because of this. And thank you for being part of that community. So your initial thank you email should be well thought out, not the stock thanks, your order is coming on, whatever. So really think about how to tell people that you appreciate it.
Yes.
But this Bonjouro thing is another level, and I'm in love with it. I'm actually going to start deploying it on my people signing up for my email list. Mm-hmm. So what I'm doing right now is the Bonjouro app has it's like an automated sequence. So order comes through, your app gets a ping saying Mike Moll just bought this thing. You can go into the app and you can record a very quick message or video.
Hey, Mike, thank you for buying this thing.
Hey, Mike, I'm the founder. I appreciate you to the moon and back.
Oh, wow. I love that.
And it instantly goes into their inbox.
Okay.
So you don't even leave. The app just says, hey, record messages for these 4 orders. You just go in quickly, 5 seconds, 10 seconds, send. Then they're getting personalized correspondence in their inbox around the time that email confirmation comes in. To me,
that's gold.
That's a gold mine. And I think, I was listening to a podcast where the guy was that's how I heard about it. He's been doing it, right? And I was like, man, I only imagine if I had ordered anything or I signed up for an email list and the thank you email's fine, but you skim through it.
Nobody
think it's going to be a standard.
Yeah, no one looks at it anymore.
But if I got a video from someone, even if it was 10 seconds, that connects. And it makes me feel a connection to that brand. So I think that would be cool to play with. Now, as the orders start to scale, you might have to figure out. But in the early stages, to get
That's
those
important, yeah.
first couple people, because if you get, here's the thing, you get that out to Mike, I now feel warm and fuzzy. And if I get your product and I like it, there's a good likelihood that I'm going to post on Instagram and be like, this is amazing, thanks, and I'm going to tag you. And now my whole network's seen it. And if I didn't get that message, would I be inclined? Like, when was the last time you posted something? Now, you're different.
Never, ever.
Right, but you get something cool on like Amazon, like a microphone stand or whatever, and you're like, man, this is great. Or you spent time to review it, or you did any of that.
Yeah.
But if the person that sold it to me was like, I really appreciate being a customer, there's like probably a 60% better chance of me doing it.
That's true.
Right?
That's true. Totally agree.
So that might be a cool tool.
Yeah, to get that
engage.
viral word of mouth. Yeah, absolutely.
And then, do you have any thoughts on how to get, so other than that, like, are you going to do like a follow-up after a certain amount of time to ask for a review? Have you thought about that a little bit?
Yes. So we've been fortunate enough to get a few reviews on Facebook from our friends and, you know, people that when we first launched the brand were so supportive and went and made purchases or that buy our brand on a regular basis. So they've gone in and given us some reviews on Facebook. But, you know, when you were saying that buongiorno
Yeah.
or whatever,
Like,
I was thinking maybe the first like 1,000 videos that we send or first 100 or whatever, in that video you give a discount code for the next purchase.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely.
So I think that would be a good motivating idea, but you know, I'm just tossing ideas.
I like anything that asks, because most stores don't put an infrastructure together to ask. Even like, I like the idea of an app that, so your store, you click fulfill order because it's gone out. So that event, that's like, you know, it's shipping.
Yeah.
What I would do is in 3 weeks have that go like an automatic email that goes out 3 weeks after it was fulfilled, so that you know they have it, you know they probably tried it once.
Have you enjoyed it?
Would love a review.
Yes.
That kind of thing.
Yeah.
Right. And then that, like, again, automation, but at least you can get reviews. Where if you're not asking, you're hoping that people will review because they love it. They're not going to.
Nobody
fucking
cares.
care.
Yeah.
Nobody does. Well, people come on the internet and talk when they don't like something.
Yes.
Not when they do. And so by giving them that prompt, especially if they got that warm and fuzzy message before, and then you're saying, hey, it's Emile again. Just wanted to make sure that you're loving the product. If you feel like you want it, you can click this link and leave a review on our page, or however you want to structure it. So I think that's a really good way too. That's a touch point that a lot of businesses ignore. They forget. Amazon does a great job.
Yeah.
But I bought products I discovered on Amazon, and then I went to the store and bought it.
Okay.
Bought it from the site, and I was like, the experience wasn't that great. It wasn't as good as Amazon's.
Yeah.
Because Amazon is so customer first. So everything that they're doing, implement. And this is all stuff that can be really easily automated too. So it's like, you don't have to do that much manual work, which is hard, especially if it starts scaling. From the sales side, you can't have it.
No, there's no way. I mean, if we can
sending individual emails.
If we could get to a certain amount of sales a day on the website, that'd be fantastic.
Yeah,
we don't have regular sales,
right.
So, you had mentioned to me something when we spoke on the phone. You said there was and I looked at it at the time, and I thought it was a really neat idea, but I forgot the name. You said it was kind of like an infomercial where you go online and you just sell the product. It was kind of like you do an online infomercial. Does that ring a bell at all?
No. I know that
you'd mentioned that you needed like 20,000 units in stock.
Now I know.
Does that ring a bell?
Yes.
Okay.
So it's a website. It's called Touch of Modern.
That's what it was. Okay.
Yeah. So they're really cool. This product would do really, really well on it. They will vet the product first.
Okay.
What they do, I'm in the process of doing it with another brand right now. What they do is you email them and say, hey, I've got this product. Here's the website. They will send it to their buyers to see if, like, can we sell this?
Okay.
But their demographics, so here's the thing. Their demographics are men, like 25 to 40 with like super high income.
Okay.
That's basically who it is. They've got like over 1 million people on their email list. And their web traffic and their app gets a shitload of traffic.
Okay.
So it might be that you find like 1 or 2 or 3 products. It's not like the whole line.
No.
But
maybe a kit, like a nice gift set. Or did I mention to you? So when you said men, something else about my product clicked in my head. So with this soap bar, You can wash your face, you can wash your hair, you can wash your body, you can wash your hands. But interestingly too, you can shave. So you can make a foam with your hand and just apply it on your face.
Right.
And then the laurels and the olive oil will really stretch the skin, open it up, and get the pores ready for shaving.
Cool.
So one of the products that we're thinking of developing is a shaving kit. So now that you mentioned men on Touch of Modern, I'm thinking maybe a nice shave kit would be good.
Yep. Could be. I think there's still like a market for this type of thing as well.
For the liquids.
Yeah, even for like the thing with them is you got to put your best foot forward with it.
Yes.
So if you guys aren't a shave company by like design, it might feel like a bit of a stretch for them if they come to the website and they're like, I don't know about that. Okay. But if these work well with both men and women, the nice thing I like about Touch of Modern is so you have to have a certain margin available in the product to do it with them.
Yes.
But what they do is they say, hey, we're going to buy X amount at a wholesale rate.
Okay. We're
going to take your retail rate. We're going to slash it because it's a deal site. It's not a deal. So let me be clear.
So is it
it's
a
not
discount site?
It is, but it's not like a Groupon. It doesn't have the feel. It has a feel of like, here's an experience for like a sophisticated guy. And here's your like entry point in. And it is a bit of a deal.
Okay.
But it doesn't have the feeling like I've worked with Groupon and I've put people in certain industries in the past on Groupon, and it's been mixed results. It doesn't have any feel like that. It's a very sophisticated, very like we're finding the coolest gifts and we're gonna buy it in bulk so we can let you try this cool stuff.
Okay.
So it is discounted, but they don't make it feel like, hey, come get your cheap this at all. And they're very selective about their products. So what they do is they say, hey, we're gonna email it to 1 million people. We have this many app users, and whatever we sell within the wholesale to the price they sell it for, we're going to take a certain cut of that. So there's no listing fee. There's no big upfront to do with it. It's like if they like the product and they think it's cool, you're in. And they can move some real product. The thing I like about it the best, with a consumable, with something that eventually runs out, unlike a couch, unlike a microphone, unlike a watch, I can come buy it again. And Touch of Modern doesn't host it again, so now they come to you to buy it. So if it can put it in the hands of 10 or 15,000 people, even 5,000 people, if they like it, even if you get 5 to 10% retention rate to come back to your site, that's a huge number of people that now like you just got for free, just for taking a bit of a cut on your margin on selling it the first place. So I really like them for that. There's a lot of other sites that would charge a listing fee where you have to, hey, it's X amount, and we'll give you this ad placement and this and this and that. With them, it's very much like we pick the products we think will work, and we'll go in on it with you. We'll assume risk with you. So I would check them out and check on their app. Go on the website. Make sure you feel it's right. Yeah, I think it could work though, but it's all male focused. It's purely male focused. So just be cognizant of that.
Well, I mean, we have a pretty manly bottle. I don't know if you've experienced the scents yet, but we have some pretty masculine scents. The eucalyptus is pretty manly.
Got it.
Rose is kind of girly, but then the laurels also work for men. The lavender too. So
and if my thing is you curate 2 or 3 SKUs, and then they can come discover stuff
like a
later.
bundle, kind of a bundle. Yeah.
So that. Again, if they accept the product and then you can make the inventory right for it, it's a great opportunity. I didn't realize they weren't charging listing fees until I engaged with them a couple months ago. And I was like, holy shit. I wish I'd have known that earlier because there's so many.
Wow, yeah.
It's just such a great opportunity in my mind. The way that they do it's really smart. It's really seller friendly too. So
I will definitely take a look.
Yeah. And then, so in terms of like, okay, now I want to so we've talked about a little bit of the retention. I think some of those strategies would help. I also think giving a referral code, hey, if you get someone to buy, you get $10 or whatever. Yeah. Those are really great, especially where if the purchase isn't super expensive. The thing you don't want to do, and I see on a lot of sites, is there's too many offers and you're like, wait, if I give you my firstborn child and this code, like I'm not quite sure. So like make it simple. Make it like either a referral code or whatever the case may be. I would stick to just the one thing, or else it becomes like confusing, a very affiliate marketing feeling, and you're like, I don't know what the hell this is. Yeah. But I do think so. From the retention and engaging with existing, I think those 2 tools would be kind of cool to use. From the let's find new people on the internet, the way I would think about it is, you have to be putting out a lot of content. A lot of lifestyle content is the best kind of content. So whether that means you send a bunch of stuff out to influencers to get some images and some content or some whatever, that's an option. I actually just met with I did a podcast with a company called Node App.
Okay.
2 days ago, whenever it was. It'll air in a couple weeks. But he has a marketplace for influencers and brands. But what I like about it is it isn't a find this influencer and they're this much money. It's here's the products. You list your products, and the influencer, if they're interested enough, will do a post for product.
Okay.
So you're not paying them.
Okay.
They're like, oh, I think this feels like it's right for my brand. And you send them product and they give you X back.
Okay.
And it's all controlled kind of in this marketplace app.
Yeah.
That might be interesting because I think it's a couple $100 a month to list it, but it's a good way to let influencers and people discover the product without having to be like, hey, I'm going to give you $150 to post and you know what I mean? And negotiating that individually. They're kind of saying, no, if you want to make other deals after, that's fine. But it'll be, if you don't want the product, then don't take this because you're going to have to post it and you're going to have to make stories about it. So I really it's kind of a unique spin. And it's unique, I think. I haven't seen anything like it before, but that might be.
I haven't heard about something like this before.
Yeah, they started off. They were really, really restaurant focused.
Yeah,
and now they're like moving into retail, and they've been expanding pretty rapidly. So their influencers have to have, I think, it's like 2,000 minimum followers to like join the platform, and then it's like you list your product with your descriptions, whatever. And if they come across it, if I'm into organic and natural skin, whatever, if that's my niche, I can go and look at all the products listed at that. Because it's such a new opportunity, you guys might be one of the first setters on that platform. And I know they're growing pretty fast, so I would check them out. Node App. Yeah,
absolutely.
They were a company out of Toronto, or they're out of Markham actually.
Oh, wow.
But I just kind of I had them on the other day, and I didn't know what it was before. I thought it was just like restaurants giving influencers meals to take pictures, and now they're really starting to get
different products
and stuff.
Really cool.
And so that might be a way to get good influencer content that's like user generated. You can share that post in your stories, and you can use that post on your feed. And then it has more credibility besides like flat lay and this and this and that.
Besides what?
Like flat lay. Like, you know, when you lay the products all down, you take a picture where it's like the stylized.
Yes.
And those are great. But I think
after a certain amount of time, you're like, not again. We made that mistake actually at the beginning. If you see our Instagram, like the first, at one point it looked like it was the same picture over and over and over again. So. Yeah.
And so I would think about, how do I get it in? They don't even have to be big influencers. They could have 2,000 followers.
Yeah.
It's probably the best bang for your buck now. And whether it's Node App or you source them yourself or you outsource to get them sourced and then do the reach out or whatever, like that's the easiest way. Like, hey, go find me, on Upwork. Have you heard of Upwork? It's like a marketplace for like it's like a marketplace for people doing small tasks.
Oh, okay.
So
kind of like Fiverr.
Like Fiverr, but better.
Okay.
Way better. Okay. So you could go on there and list a job. Hey, I need a list of 200 influencers that are in this style space who live in this geo, who whatever, and someone will be like, cool, I'll take it for like $3 an hour. And they'll do it for like 20 hours. Right. And so you can get some affordable like overseas labor. And when it's on stuff that's like that simple, you get what you pay for, but I think you'd get good success out of it. Then all you could do is you come back to a list of 200, and then I think getting it in people's hands and getting pictures of it with other people in scenarios.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's the best way to sell it. It's going to provide that social proof. It's going to provide that feeling of, oh, this is legit. There's other people that are real humans that are actually using it. And so whether it's video testimonial, but until you can get those, it could be micro influencers. And if it's not, it's not too expensive to be sending out a bar here and there, right?
No.
Like you know what I mean? Because you probably have a decent margin on it, you can probably do that. And look, you're going to have some bad experiences. You're going to, oh yeah, no problem, I'll post. And then it's on a shelf with like 30 other things. And you're like, what the fuck? It will happen. But you will get some good ones.
But that's on me to define what I want, right? In exchange.
Yeah. And so what I would do, my reach out strategy would be to get someone to make that list for you. Take a look through it. And then I've been doing voice DMs. I think we talked about this. I've talked about this with a lot of people now, but so on Instagram, instead of typing a message, hey, I'm the founder of this brand and I want to see if you want to be an influencer, you can record a voicemail and send it to them.
Yeah.
The response rate on it is out of control because you can't see what it is. It's just
until you play it.
It's just wave bubbles.
It's like, what is this?
Right. And it's just like, oh, okay. And then it's personalized and they can hear your voice and decide right off the bat, does this guy sound good or do I not? You know what I mean? I think it'll also save because people can have their opinion on you if they like you, if you like your voice.
Yeah.
It saves time on having meetings with people that aren't going to work out anyway.
Yeah. So how do I sound?
Very, very good. I would buy from you. So yeah, I mean, I think trying to figure out a list of people and getting product out to them. And I think even if it's just content collection, you can use that. And so get permission to use the content that they make on web, on social, and in ads. Some people will say no to ads, and that's fine. But if they do, and it's like, and they do like a nice, really nice picture for you, and it's like in a nice bathroom, it's in a nice setting, because that's what they're trying to make their content look nice. Yeah. If you get to be able to use that as an ad now, you can, you know what I mean? Then run an Instagram ad of like picture instead of
reuse the content,
a
basically.
Flat lay. Yeah, user generated content, because then it's like, oh, and you can tag that person. They can go, oh, this is a real person with real followers that they're using to, you know what I mean? It just gives that credibility right away, instead of just here's a flat lay or a stylized picture, because that there's so much noise. There's so many different websites. There's so many different product options in the space. It's like, how do you set yourself apart? The lazy way is, and the easy way and the cheapest way is, I get a site and I take nice pictures and I do a couple bathroom shots, and that's great. But in most instances, if you're going to run paid traffic to it, it's not enough.
Right.
It's not enough.
Okay.
And then, like I said, even if your margins are really weak because you've had to send out a bunch of product and then you had to do this and that, but if you can get some sales from that, then put them into the, hey Jim, God, I'm so happy you tried this out. I really appreciate that video. And then just get them rabid. Because if you had 200 purchases with like a 50 or 60% repeat rate at the rate that these would be used, like you'd be doing okay, and you could reinvest that money. And then you're selling it at a good margin after the first sale. So I would try and get influencer content, micro influencer content, and then I would run that content as the ads on social media. Okay,
yeah, that's interesting perspective.
And you might just get people that, because it does have what's that company? It also looks like it could be something in what is it? Bed Bath and Beyond. Body Works, Bath and Body. Beyond. Body Works, Bath Body Works, or some shit like that?
No. Well, so I'm not sure about.
I can't remember what it's. One of those.
Bath and Body Works or Bath Body Works. Yes,
something like that.
Yes,
it feels like it could be on a shelf there. So you may, just because of the design of the logo and the branding already, you may be able to just get out there with some good lifestyle photography without going the influencer path and try and run a bit of traffic into there. The challenge you're going to run into, and this is what we're seeing with a couple brands that we're working on right now, is because you're targeting the same people as bigger companies, that ad space is becoming expensive. So I'm targeting people with this interest in this demographic or these characteristics or these traits. And that's what all these big guys are pumping tens and hundreds of thousands of dollars into versus your $200 to $500 or $1,000 a month. And so you're like, crap, I'm paying $2 a click because it's competitive, instead of in a non-competitive you might get 43 cents a click, and that becomes costly if you're not converting right away. And so we've tried with how niche and how, so we've done some where like with skincare stuff where if like this is a really good product for X swimmers because it's hydrating, target swimmers and be like, this is a great product for swimmers because of this, and target swimmers and try and go like really out of the blue niche, and that might work, but the main people that are like natural products, organic skincare, healthy skin, healthy lifestyle, those are just being destroyed by like the big guys spending a lot of money right now. So the ad space is very expensive.
Yeah, you had mentioned something like that on the phone, which I almost cried after we hung up. I was like, shit, I'm never going to make it online.
No, you will. You will. Here's an idea that nobody's using that
Don't tell them.
I know, I I have to do it. That's the whole point of the show. But I've been doing it with my podcast. So Google ads are not cheap.
No.
But people are looking for this product because of its attributes.
Okay.
So
are you gonna tell me Google Shopping?
No.
Okay.
No. You can try it.
I have my reservations, but okay.
You don't know till you try.
Yes, that's true.
So what I would think about is I go on Google and I'm looking for naturals. Like you probably have a bunch of keywords that you'd love to be hitting, right?
Yeah.
So instead of buying an ad on Google, you buy an ad on YouTube. But you buy that ad based on what they searched on Google.
Okay.
So I look for all natural soap.
That now I didn't know that. That's really creepy.
Yes. So basically it would be someone looking for all natural soap.
Yes.
You're not paying $2 to $4 a click on Google or
Yeah.
Google Shopping, but the next time that person goes onto YouTube,
There you get that ad.
there you get it. And you can be creepy. You can be like, "Hey, were you looking for an all natural soap?"
Oh no.
You can, or you could have a nice 15-second social media friendly commercial.
Yes.
That says, "Hey, we're this great brand. Find us in Whole Foods." Like leverage every attention you can get.
Yes.
Like as seen on whatever, seen in Whole Foods. Come to our website, and that click on the YouTube pre-roll ad could be click through to the website.
Okay.
And you can pay 2 cents a view for that instead of whatever.
I think
Now the click-through rate isn't like extremely high because I'm not going to YouTube to click off of YouTube.
No.
But it kind of starts planting the seed, and it's really inexpensive.
Okay.
So that's a good idea for that. And I think you'd probably drive some sales through it anyway.
So here's a question, because when we spoke on the phone, I said to you, Mike, I'm like super busy with distribution. I'm super busy. Like we're operating in multiple countries under so many different labels. It's becoming exhausting. And for me to dedicate so much time to online, I would so much rather like offload it to someone and just be like, here's a revenue stream. Do what you got to do, build the revenue and take your cut. And you said, oh, like maybe, I don't know. I don't think so. I think the advertising space is becoming expensive. I'm not sure how I would do this. Do you think, because I've pitched this idea to many other people and they've all looked at me like I'm crazy. Like, why don't you just do this yourself? Why don't you?
Yeah. So it can work, but people's motivation to work commission only on something that they're not really sure of is tricky because of e-commerce being saturated.
Yes.
So that's where you're going to struggle, is like finding someone who says yes and then gives it like a really good try. We've tested commission-based stuff with all kinds of different things, whether you call it affiliate or whether you call it your own ads, or you pay for the ads but don't pay them until they whatever. But people become, if it doesn't work right away, people become very disheartened and unmotivated, and then they just bounce.
Okay.
So I think the process of getting that started up versus the success rate of a person, I could be wrong. You could find that person. Like I would go to Facebook ad buying groups.
Yes.
So like I'm in a whole bunch of different Facebook ads for whatever, Facebook ad buying, social media ad buying, all those groups on Facebook, and I'm a contributor to that community. But that's how I found the guy I hired.
Okay.
I posted saying, "Hey, I'm looking for someone that can work part-time. You have to be in Toronto. You have to have had experience running Facebook ads." And he's like, "Yep." And now I've got him on, like now he's an employee of mine. So you might find someone if you're going to try that, I would find them in that space where it's like probably a freelancer or they own a little agency. If they connect with the product and they're willing to do it, then I would try it. But again, if it's something that doesn't like go right away, you may have the people, my experience, you have people kind of run away from it if it's commission based and it's not scaled. Because
I come from the mindset of, I'm in the mindset of make money, make me money, you make money.
Yep.
But we're not making money and this is a cost. It's just something I cannot afford to lose money on at the moment. It's cost so much to get into those retail stores that we're kind of like operating on thin ice at the moment, but that's fine. We will boost it. We will push for it because we believe in the product. We believe how great it is. We want to get it in the hands of as many people as possible in Canada and elsewhere. But for us to go into, because like placing ads is expensive, right? We're not talking about a couple $100s, right? Were you kind of thinking like a test budget and then scale from that? Or were you thinking like go in guns blazing?
I think, yeah, always test. Okay. Like if you already have other channels and other distribution where you're making it, then that's great. So you could start off with like a YouTube ad that's running for like a couple $100 a month and just see what the traffic looks like, right? Get like one of those things where it shows you the heat map, like Hotjar or whatever. So you're driving traffic and then the people that come from Google versus Instagram versus whatever. So like have like $100 budget on a couple different things and just let's just see what happens. Mm-hmm. Get a feeling. Is your bounce rate 96%? Okay, maybe you're barking up the wrong tree, right? Are people coming and they're scrolling around? Are they adding to the cart? Are they not? Like then you can at least, it will give you the feedback that you need to unpack where your website's lacking and what needs to happen for maybe people to buy. But there's no way other than just testing. So I would do the more cost-effective ways. That's just the grind of startup, right?
Yeah.
Nobody in startup has money. Everyone's like, shit, we got to do everything with little. Like that's just the world of it, right? So, but I would think about how do you assign $300 to $500 a month to just play, just test, just see what happens on the site in general. You might find that like people seeing it in the logos that, oh, that logo makes me comfortable. I'm going to buy it. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. The cheaper ways to do it would be the YouTube ads. And then if you're going to run anything on Instagram, I would just run a 30-second video ad at like $5 a day and just see what comes out of it. But yeah, you'll get more impressions when you run it as video. And so
these people watch more video?
Or? It's just cheaper to run for whatever reason on social. Yeah. You get cheaper traffic. You get more impressions than you would if it's a picture for the most part. Okay. For whatever reason. I don't understand why. You would think video would be more expensive because of you're getting to show a whole bunch of information instead of one thing. But for whatever reason, it seems to perform at a cheaper rate at this stage. Okay. So figure out, who is that target audience? Who is the whole, like, it could just even be people that follow people that are fans of Whole Foods because it's already there in Ontario that also are into like whatever, like one other parameter. Mm-hmm. Like people that are fans of Whole Foods, so there's a chance that they saw it and walked by it. And one other thing, like natural skincare or whatever that other thing. You can go through like all the interests. There's hundreds of them. And so just start with that and just run something at $5 a day as a video, driving traffic to the site, and just don't just leave it and just see
how it performs.
See how it performs. You may find that people will buy right away. Okay. You may find that people will bounce right away. And at least for a couple $100, you can see. So for a couple $100, you could get, I don't know, maybe like 100 to 150 people on the website. And that's a good amount of traffic to. Sorry, one second. I'm going to just pause this. Go on.
Yeah. Was she going through my bag?
Yeah. I'll clap back in and they'll know to cut it back.
Okay. You're going to remember your thought?
No, not really. What were we talking about? The Whole Foods. They may have seen.
Yeah, the audiences. Yeah.
Cool. He'll edit it back.
We need to start wrapping up because I have another commitment.
It's fine.
How do you want to close, or do you just want to like?
Well, I think we went through quite a bit. Some ideas, some ways to test. So let me just finish this thought, and then we can just say I think we've got a bunch of good ideas to like play with. Okay. Let me know how it goes.
Okay.
Thanks for coming.
Cool.
Sorry, the cat jumped on the.
So you gotta clap.
Gotta clap. Yeah, the clap spikes the audio, so the editor can see. Oh, something's happened. I gotta stop.
Oh, okay.
So we clap back in.
Okay.
Which you won't see because it'll be cut. I like to play a little bit.
There'll be a video posted of us going.
But yeah, so I think targeting again. So Instagram, I think is probably a good place. Then find your demographic that you think, the age, the gender. Keep it to tight. People that are Whole Foods, people that like natural skincare products. Because then again, you have the chance of maybe I walked past it. Maybe I already identify with it a little bit. Mm-hmm. And then just see. But $150 on Instagram, $100 on YouTube a month with the keyword. So Google keyword, and then it shows your video and it clicks through to the site. And just run it for 2 months. And it's not a huge investment, but at least if you can get a couple hundred people on the site, you at least know where you're at.
Fair enough.
That's how I would start, because there's a lot of variables, and really, unless you have like $200 to $500 a day, you need that to really test at scale. Hey, we want to go with a whole bunch of different creatives and a whole bunch of this, so at least you can get a feel. And I would start with that, and then kind of make your moves from there.
Okay.
It's a place to start. I know it's not a lot, but it's a place to start. Cool. Any other thoughts or?
No, I think that's we've covered quite a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, I really appreciate you coming on.
I thank you so much for having me.
Making the time.
Just
I'm sure.
one last thing. Please sniff my soap.
Which this?
Well, no, I want you to smell like the eucalyptus because it's the manly one, and
Got it.
we just tell me what you think. You can just pop it open.
Oh. Strong. Does it like? Oh, it's soap. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would use that as soap. I thought it was like something that you might like rub into your face.
No, it's soap.
Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, I'd use that. It smells fucking like the jungle and shit.
That's good.
Yeah, that was just nice.
Like the jungle. Maybe we should use that as like a jingle.
Alden Bay, like the jungle. I don't think you're gonna win with that. But anyway, thanks so much for coming.
Thank you.
Wish you all the best.
Thanks
and
for having me.
yeah, I'd love to like do a follow up in like 6 to 8 months, and we can talk about how some
Yeah.
of the things have gone and all that fun stuff.
That sounds good.
Cool, man. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.